Good afternoon. Hello, Mr. Jeremiah. This is your class. Here we are. We're getting ready to work on science. And science today is page 57 and 58. So if you give me a minute to pull up the screen, everybody say a small, soft good morning to Jeremiah.
Good morning, Jeremiah.
Very good, very good. Now let's share the screen and pull up today's workbook page. Jeremiah, again, it's 57 and 58. Okay, Hunter will get it. That's his job. All right, here we are at page 57, and we're only doing 57 right now. And here's what I need you to do, friends. This is the page that gets you ready to do the next pages in science. So we actually have a reading assignment to do. Jeremiah, we are going to stop and read our reading assignment and then come back to the workbook page. But I need you to do this page first. This one says, how much do I know? And let's have everybody read the directions. So I need everybody to look up at the directions. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Be a good reader. You're a teacher and a student. Here we go. Put an X in the first column if you have never heard this word before. Put an X in the second column if you have heard the word before. In the last column, write what you think each word means. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to look up these words or look at these words, and I'll have your class members read them for us, Jeremiah. And then if you have never heard that word, you're going to check mark this box. If you've heard the word, but you don't know what it means, you're going to check this word. And and then write what you think it means over here if you know what it means. Okay? So the first word, let's go with Kylie today. What's that first word? Right here. It's a big word. The word is consumer. Consumer. If you have never heard the word before, put a check right here. If you've heard it before, put a check right here. And if you know what it means, write it right here. Next word, Jamia. Yep. The word is decomposer. Decomposer. The word is decomposer. If you've never heard it before, check mark here. If you've heard it before, check mark here. If you know what it means, write it in here. Next word is Brianna. Can you read this word? It's a big science word. This word is ecosystem. You say that for me, Brianna? Ecosystem. Thank you. If you have heard the word eco, or you have never heard the word ecosystem, put a check mark here. If you've heard the word ecosystem here, if you know what it means, write it right. Next two words, Jeff.
Food chain.
Food chain. Food chain. If you have never heard food chain before, mark it here. If you have heard the word food chain before, mark it here. If you think you know what it means, write it here. Next, we're going up to Rylan. Are you ready, Rylan? This word is habitat. You say that for me, Rylan? Habitat. If you've never heard the word habitat, check mark here. If you've heard it, check mark here. You think you know what it means? Write it right here. Very good. And that brings us to Austin. Can you read the last word, Austin? You're doing pretty well on it. Producer. Producer. If you've never heard of a producer, check mark here. If you have heard of a producer, check mark here. You know what it means, write it in here. I am done with the words to know, yes or no? That's a quick yes or no? Thank you. All right, and now we're going to answer a question, okay? How is an, let's have Hunter read that. Hunter, can you read that for me?
How is an owl?
Really good guess. Omnivore.
Omnivore different from a
Herbivore.
herbivore.
What is the difference between an, I'm hearing two people talk over here. What's the difference between an omnivore and an herbivore? Write it down if you know it. Draw me a picture, do something so that I know you know what that means. Brianna, yes? No, this is an omnivore. It's a different word. It's a science term. Okay, then don't put anything down. All right, we're going to stop this. And Jeremiah, from here, your assignment is at the bottom of the next page. If you look on the next page at the bottom, you'll see the reading pages. And I think they are page 60 to 63. So stop right now, read 60 to 63. And when we do this next page, which will probably be tomorrow, then we'll do the worksheet on that. Okay? Thank you, Jeremiah. Have a great day.